Transit 22.
What up, it's your boy 17.
Yo, what's up? I'm Z the Free.
What's good? I'm Entropy.
Yo, what up? I'm Olivia J, and together we're whatever.
Yo, it's Young Pablo Mito.
When you're listening to HipHop Certified.
HipHop Certified.
HipHop Certified.
HipHop Certified.
You're watching HipHop Certified.
Let's get it.
What is good, HipHoppas? It is Estelle on Sound here with HipHop Certified, the podcast. Haven't came up with a name yet, but we will come up with a name. So once this is out, it'll have a name. But here we have some dope people, and we'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name's Olivia. I'm from Calgary. I'm a jazz singer, graphic designer, and I build sustainable homes. Yeah, aside from that though, I'm very much so into hip hop and new jazz and all that stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
Excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, what up? If you didn't know, you already know. I don't know. I'll just throw stuff out there. I should probably learn how to use words. But I am Nasty G, rapper, hip hop artist, like to draw and paint and stuff. I go to school right now, but hopefully that's over soon so I can focus on more music. And yeah, rocking with HipHop Certified. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Word.
Respect. My name's Johnson. I'm just a big fan, hip hop fan for the longest. Not really involved in the community as much, but I'm happy to be part of this podcast and stuff.
Yeah, word.
Vibing with it, yeah.
Word. Sounds good. Okay, so today we got a couple topics we're going to be touching on, but we'll just get straight into it. We all listened to Statik Selektah's and Currency's album, Gran Turismo. So, what did you guys think about it? I'll start off. So, and I wrote notes. So honestly, like,
Prepared.
yeah, like going into the album, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Currency fan. I definitely like Statik Selektah's work. Like I've heard some of his production that he's done with like Joey Badass, or like that's really my point of reference. Not a huge point of reference as far as Statik Selektah. Currency I've just started to get into recently. Currency recently. So going into the album, I recently heard Statik Selektah's album that he did with Bun B, Trill Static, and that had me excited because I was like, okay, word, this is dope, right? Like some boom bap beats, very jazzy. That Statik Selektah's kind of, I'm sure like you kind of picked up on that, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and so yeah, like I was very excited going into this project, but I was hoping for like a 2.0 of Trill Static. To be honest, I was like hoping for just an extension because I love what we got on that project. So going into this album, yeah, I was excited to see what we got, and then first listening to it, honestly, I thought it was like a solid album. A lot of it kind of played as like background music at first.
Yeah.
I won't lie because it's so chill and laid back.
Yeah, very chill.
Yeah, it's like super chill and laid back, and sometimes you're not always in the mood for that, so it might like fall back.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Going into it, I thought it was pretty good. Like pretty good album.
Yeah. I mean, it's good chilling music, I gotta say. Like, if I'm gonna keep it real, like, I hadn't listened to their stuff until you asked me to be a part of this podcast. So I was just, like, scurrying, like, yo, I gotta listen to these tracks, like, boom, bop, boom, bop. But from what I gathered, like, very good, like, chilling music. But I didn't really get too much of, like, a fire track where I was like, ooh, damn.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, to be...
Oh, man.
This is Nasty's response.
Yeah,
Nothing really like stood out.
A little bit in that regard is like I wasn't like this is like a real fire like Anderson .Paak kind of track, you know. It was just kind of like like I could paint to this, like all right,
Word.
not bad but not super good.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I am very familiar with Currency's work. I've been listening to him definitely for like 7 years. I think the first tape I ever heard by him was Covert Coup with The Alchemist.
Yeah.
And
When did that come out?
I think that was like 2010, 2011.
Oh, so you've been listening to it for...
Yeah, around that time. I've always messed with Currency. Like, I've smoked weed to Currency. I've driven to Currency. I think I've hung out with, a lot of people listening to Currency. And I also have friends who really idolize him and, you know, embody their sound after him. So coming into this project, man, I was just excited. I listened to it at midnight, like on the release time. Like me and Esteban were together. He was driving me home, and I was like, "Yo, man, we gotta listen to this." So
and I was in a bitch mood.
Yeah, Esteban was bitter because he missed the premiere. He missed. Shout out to Sarah for music.
Yeah.
He missed the premiere on the video, so he was bitter about that.
Yeah, I was a little bit stuck.
I was listening to it like, oh, this is my theme music. This is exactly what I need to drive to. So, man, thank you so much, Currency, for coming through. And man, the favorite song was "Clear" Part 2 with Jadakiss. Oh my god,
Fire.
Yeah, and also him and Jadakiss go way back too. They're very familiar with collaborating with each other, and then the follow up with Wiz Khalifa, very familiar collaboration, and it was much needed on the project. And I'm really glad it came together.
Yeah, like I feel like, cause like I've been listening to Currency for a long time too, and it's like it did feel like very familiar chill music.
Yeah,
it's like nice.
See, I know Currency from Big Crit. Like they've collabed before, so that's how I know Currency. And he was always somebody that like was nice on a feature, but I never went super deep into a project for him. Yeah, but you're right, like people who are a fan of Currency, they fuck with Currency. You know what I mean? Like he's got one of those really dedicated fan bases.
Yeah, it's because he's a dedicated artist. He doesn't slow down.
Yeah,
he puts project after project after project.
Yeah, man, it's dope music. Chill to it, drive to it, smoke to it.
Yeah, hold on, let me pull up the track listing. Where I put my phone. Let's go through some of the tracks. I know there was like a feature. Actually, there was a couple features. There was Wiz Khalifa was on there. Jadakiss was on there.
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Terminology was dope. Yeah,
I
I thought the features actually really brought it on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the features. Let me pull up the album real quick. Oh, bless. So yeah, we got Jadakiss on the second verse, or on the second track, "Clear." And Doug, you were playing that shit like on our way home, and I was catching some of the punchlines that he was coming with, but like I wasn't really like in the mood to listen to it at that time. But going back and listening to it, you fucking killed it. What was the verse or the line you were saying? I don't do
the chrome or the system. I'll just do the turbo. Rather put hands on feet on you than do the verbal.
Jadakiss is nasty. Yeah, Jadakiss is dope. And then Nothing New. You said you were fucking with that track.
I was fucking with that track heavy. Like Wiz's verse is pretty good, very good. It was just a nice chill track.
And that's very familiar to like, because I know Wiz and Currency from their 2009 project that they put out last year. This year, yeah, very recent, and that sound was very in pocket with that project. And I don't know if all of their collaborations are kind of within that kind of sound, but it's like that's when I hear that kind of like off kilter, not super boom bap-ish, but kind of like off kilter, a little bit of trap, sound, and that's what I get from Currency and Wiz Khalifa. And then we get into At Night with Jim Jones.
Oh, man, that's a nice one. I mean, even the chorus and the sample worked out perfectly because they had another feature on there who was doing the hook. It just seemed to like...
Oh, yeah, somebody was doing the hook. Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but damn, like, especially for Jim Jones to kind of come out of underneath his rock that he's been under for a while. You know, he's kind of been absent, but like for him, he still has it, right? Solid flow.
Jim Jones has been putting out like projects or like singles. I see him on like World Star Hip Hop and shit like that. He'll put like a video out every now and then or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I know Jim Jones. I know he was like big with the Diplomats, right? And
yeah.
I think he still sounds super crisp on here, like a vet. Like, you know, vets when they just come on and they just pump out a verse. That's what this sounds like to me.
Yeah, man. It's great stuff.
And then Dirty World. I don't know if you guys want to get into that track. Not a memorable track.
It was alright. Yeah.
Can I see the
track listing? Yeah, for sure.
To refresh my memory.
Any tracks that stood out?
Oh, I think it was Nothing Less, and then Nothing New.
Nothing Less was
those two stood out.
That's what I like though, like listening to like a veteran just kind of like do his thing on an album. I enjoy that.
Yeah, for sure.
Not switching up too much of the flow, like still keeping the sound familiar, but it's still fire. That's what I like.
Word. Give me a second. And then the terminology feature, he was also on Bun B and Statik Selektah's album. Oh, he came in hard on that verse, on that project, and he came hard on this verse.
Yeah.
Shout out to Terminology. He's from Massachusetts, I think. Shout out to Sebastian, who put me on to not the Sebastian that we know, different Sebastian. Who put me on to Terminology. He's super dope. I think he's Puerto Rican too, so shout out to the Latinos in hip hop.
You released a project this year with Static.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's called 1992.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you released it in, I think it was in February.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dope.
Or
I
where
gotta
they
check
linked
that
up. You know, it's just like that. Bong bong.
Yeah, no, he's super dope. And they're both from Massachusetts, I think. They're Statik Selektah and
Term?
yeah, I think they're both from Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, shouts out to Massachusetts, Boston. And then I know nothing less with YB and Corday. He was also on the Statik Selektah and Bun B project.
Yeah.
And he came on. It's like a big like inner circle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they all like kind of fuck with each other.
Like a Scorsese-esque or like what's his name? Who's that guy who did Pulp Fiction?
Oh, Quentin.
Quentin, yeah,
Tarantino.
like Tarantino. Something like that kind of production, right? Where they just kind of keep that family collective, you know, reoccurring cast, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They know exactly what they needed to sound like, which is what I thought came through on this project. 100%.
Word. And then Friend or Foe. That track was really dope as well. Like very smooth, jazzy production. And then Forever, the last track.
Last track was, I haven't listened to it too many times. I listened to it once before we started the podcast, but to me that was like the most memorable one. It was Forever. It was just like, it was dope. It was just from beginning to end, it was dope. Good way to finish the album.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what does it say? We can be friends forever if we make ends together.
Yeah.
That shit is hard. Fucking dope.
That shit is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you guys were to give it like a rating, what would you give the album?
I'm gonna have to listen to it again, but I'm thinking like a solid 8.5. Or
Really
8.
fucking with it. Word.
It got added immediately.
Yeah.
I finished it. I'm like, I fuck with it. Add that shit.
Yeah, oh man. As a new listener, like, it was slick for sure, but I got a question, like, how much emotion was behind some of the tracks, you know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
chillin'
Too,
music,
yeah.
but, like, did it have that, like, that
Emotional
punch?
connection.
Yeah. And as a new listener, like, that was the first thing that I was questioning, like, where's that at? So I'd probably rate it at, like, a 6.5, but let me give it another listen and I might change my mind.
Word. Nasty.
I'm biased, so I'm gonna give this one an 8.5 as well.
Damn.
Because you know what? It's motivational music to me. Right?
Word.
Like he made it sound like he doesn't have that many emotional ties. I get that, but for me, I don't need emotion all the time in my music. If I want some emotional music, I'll listen to something else.
Yeah.
But for me to listen to this, I'm thinking about one thing, and that's like getting my hustle on.
Get the hustle. Yeah,
right?
that's
Interesting.
currency music.
Staying
Really?
focused.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying focused, yeah.
That's like that's currency music, just hustle music.
The only
Yeah.
thing I don't like about the
Oh, okay.
How do you
We're
feel?
on a different hustle then,
Yeah,
I
like,
think.
how do you feel about that kind of music then? That's just like hustle music. That's just talking about the grind and getting money. And how do you feel about that kind of music?
How do I feel about it? Name some artists. So we got Curren.
kind of a loaded
Currency,
question,
Nipsey Hussle,
Rick Ross.
But Rick Ross does a little bit of both because he does some like women tracks and he also does hustle tracks.
Okay.
But I'm thinking like
Jay Worthy.
Jay Worthy also does that
Yeah.
kind of hustle music. I'm thinking who else does like real hustle music? I want to say Jay-Z. Jay-Z's pretty well-rounded artist.
Yeah.
But like I would say like Nipsey Hussle or something like
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can get down here and there, but I'm very much so like a tri-hop, new jazz. Like, I do love chillin' music for sure. It depends on where I'm at in my life, but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not hustling too much right now.
that. So it's like not
Let's
the.
be honest, I spend the day like drinking coffee before I get here. So, not the right chick to ask. But
She's not playing the corner.
no, I'm not playing the rat race. I'm in a different circle of hip hop, I think.
Okay, wait, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Word. I feel that. Okay, and then one track, artist, song that you guys want to highlight, bring up, something you've been fucking with during the week, whatever.
Before we get into that, the only thing I didn't like about this album was how short it was. Like 27 minutes is not a long time.
You gotta go find more crazy, dog. You gotta go find more.
I know, man. You got me, left me hanging. I was just like, I was getting warmed up. I was like, this is a proper album, but it's a bit short, but it was good though. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just to keep it concise.
Yeah. And then you said it was a surprise album too.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
Word.
Probably wouldn't put that much. Yeah.
What do you? Yeah, but one track, album, artist you've been vibing with that you want to put a spotlight on.
Anderson .Paak. Oh my god, I am in love right now with that man. Like his Tiny Desk video.
Oh yeah, I've seen the NPR,
so
right?
Slick, yeah.
Yeah.
6 Summers, like I don't know, I'm just super into that guy right now.
Oh, did he do a new one? Like for his new album? Because I saw he did one for Malibu, I think. Or maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe we're talking about a different
We might
video.
be talking about 2 different videos, but
But he's done a couple like Tiny Desk performances.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Anderson .Paak.
But just like his energy that he brings to the stage, like that motivates me to like get into the hustle.
Word.
It's a tough choice. Lately I've just been watching like the mid-90s movie over and over again. So I have to go with The Head Nigga in Charge by The Far Side. That song is dope. I don't know what it is about it. It's either the horn sample, the vocal sample, the way it's set up lyrically, or how just playful The Far Side is in general, and still all up in your face and tough and rugged with it. So I'm gonna have to go with That Nigga in Charge. I love that song.
And you were showing me the Far Side the other day. We were playing Bizarre Ride to
The Far Side. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where the
Have you guys heard that album? Bizarre Ride to the Far Side? Oh.
No, I don't think so.
It's like when did it come out?
90. I think it was either 92 or 94.
I think it's got to be 92. It sounds like 92ish.
Yeah.
94 is, I think, just like there's a different sound for 94. But yeah, we were playing it and I thought it was really dope. Like I'd never heard that album before, but shout out to the Far Side.
Yeah, they're wacky, they're funny, they're also really serious, and like they just keep it real in general. Like as far as just like gangster rap goes from that era, they're not quite gangsta. They're more so just reality. Like they're still reflecting the reality of where they come up from. They come from Oakland, California, which isn't like a safe place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To begin with. So.
I didn't know they came from Oakland. I know it was the West Coast, but
yeah, like I might be wrong too, but I know they come from California.
Somewhere in the West Coast. They're definitely West Coast.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, definitely Head Nigga in Charge. So so good.
Yeah. Shouts out to the Far Side. Johnson, anything you've been rocking with recently?
Word, man. I've been training lots, so I kind of wanted something that's like I can put off in the background a little bit, something more instrumental. I've been fucking with this St. John, this Collection 1 album. I don't know. I don't really listen to St. John, but
I don't know who St. John is.
So I think I was on the Nipsey Hussle. I was just listening to his music, and then I was on Spotify. You know how Spotify, like, if you're not paying attention, it'll just start playing random stuff. And it was like, they was playing this track called 3 Below, and I was like, you guys should check that out.
Oh, maybe. That sounds super familiar.
Yeah. And I was like, it's 3 Below, and I was like, this is fire. But it was like, it wasn't super lyrical that I had to like pay attention, but just like the instrumental, the lyrics were like matching pretty good. So like, I could train to this.
Word.
That's the kind of music I need nowadays. So. Yeah.
And what kind of music do you listen to, or like do you look for? Because you train a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like you do Muay Thai training.
Yeah. So I do a lot of fight training. So I gotta I like upbeat music, something with I like upbeat music, but I don't like something super ignorant. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Yeah. So like, it's kind of So I was just letting that play. I was like, oh, whatever it recommends me, it's got to be good because I'm on the Nipsey Hussle radio, so it's got to be like whatever, right? So yeah. So it was good. St. John. Check him out.
Word.
Nice.
Dope. And then I guess one thing I've been listening to recently, shit, off the top of my head, I was listening to the Tyler album. That was like pretty decent. It just came out recently. I only got through a couple tracks, but shout outs to the Tyler album, Igor. That was pretty dope. It's like on some funk, soul vibes. I would recommend it if you're into that kind of stuff.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
not.
think he could have jazzed it up just a little bit more.
He did a lot of that on Flower Boy,
Yeah.
where
Okay,
he,
yeah,
like
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
more like jazzy sounds and stuff like that.
Definitely.
This one is a
Yeah.
bit more true to what he kind of started out with.
Right. I could see
But
that.
no evolution of it. Like he
Like
kind
it's
of
almost bringing it back.
yeah, bringing it back just slightly though, just slightly, not completely, because Bastard was like
Grimy.
yeah, it's
Grimy.
the name describes it.
Grimy.
It's just
Yeah.
it's a bastard of a mix-up. Like, it's just a bastard of flows. It's a bastard of a tone, right? And then Igor is like, you know, it's something new, right? And then
Right.
yeah, it's definitely not the Tyler we heard on like Odd Future Tape Volume 2, but it's a new Tyler, right? We kind of have to get used to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not what I expected. I was expecting him to go back to that kind of like Bastard sound, or just some hard grimy shit.
No, he won't. I don't think he will ever go back to that sound, to be honest.
I think he's pretty much just taking off and going
Yeah.
into that like experimental funk sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like about this project that if try and catch the preceding songs he uses as inspiration. So there's one song where he actually uses the flow from Kids in America, that old 80s pop rock song. Like, we're the kids in America.
God, are you serious?
Yeah, so like if you
Wow.
listen closely to it, you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's where he got it from, but he does it in his own way, which is interesting. He also uses a lot of like nerd soundscapes as precedents to his songs. So he'll use like a weird like funk rock soul kind of vibe in his songs, and it's really good. I think he does it really well, and he stays true to what he's inspired by.
Word. Dope. Yeah. Shout out to Igor by Tyler the Creator, another album that came out this week. I guess we'll be putting it out sometime soon, around the time of that drop. So, yeah, shout out to Tyler the Creator. Shout out to Curren y Statik Selektah, Anderson .Paak,
Yes.
The Far Side,
St. John.
and yeah. So we'll get into something I wanted to talk about that I feel like Nasty G and Olivia can talk about specifically is open mics and doing ciphers in the city. So it's something that we've been starting to get into, something that I've been starting to get into in the past year or two, just going out and seeing and getting involved in the different open mics and ciphers that are out there. And yeah, if you guys want to kind of touch on, like, for example, like we're involved with Cypher Club.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, Zoe's got it going on, like, in terms of hosting that, and like the community that she's established at her place is just like, it's the perfect vibe for sure. Like the last week was just like incredible. Everyone was like standing up and like.
Oh yeah,
like,
there was like there was a microphone and we had speakers
just
and
being passed around in a circle, like very like welcoming community. Yeah, I guess I started out at Inner City Brewery. That was my first time singing in the city, where we met at Timothonius, yes, at his event, and that was also lovely. But I think, like, you know, Cafe Koi is always hosting open mics and whatnot, which are pretty slick, and I'm just like trying to seek out more venues and more events to go to. You know, I've been kind of away for like the last year, so.
Where have you been?
Oh, I've been traveling, like, you know, Central South America and stuff. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dope.
Yeah, where have you been in Central and South America?
Puerto Rico, which is so good. Mexico and Uruguay. Yeah.
Dope.
That is
on
dope.
some builds and whatnot. But now I'm like, all right, let's give my body a rest and just like focus on jazz and hip hop.
Word.
Yeah.
Nasty G, you want to talk about Cyber Club since you've been there since the beginning?
Yeah, I was there when Zoe started it in the hallway at MRU. Right, it was
In a hallway?
in the hallway. Yeah, she's just like, yeah, if you guys would be down to come and like rap, I know a bunch of rappers would be down too. And I was like, yeah, it was me and AC. We were just chilling, like studying and stuff. And so like we just walked by Zoe, and she had the idea to start it. And then the next week we were in one of the rooms at school, and then every Wednesday she hosted a Cypher Club at school, and that's how it started. But I had a class every Wednesday at like 6:30 till 9:30. And I remember anytime I had a quiz, I'd try to finish as fast as I can just so I could run across campus, rap for literally 3 minutes, and then I'd have to run back to my class.
Lord.
Just learn the next instruction. But yeah,
Dedication.
Yeah.
I loved it that much, so it was funny. And now she hosts it at her house because it has just evolved. You know, it's bigger than MRU now, because as well as Cypher Club, Zoe's journey at MRU is coming to an end.
Right.
So
yep.
like, you know, she's gonna be transcended to the next level after this year. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Cypher Club becomes. And on that note, there's a Cafe Koi every Thursday.
Yeah.
They have All Styles Welcome Open Jam. I'm gonna check that out this Thursday. And then as well as Groove Theory on Thursdays. They put out a program, which is nice. But anytime that there is Groove Theory, it is a jam. All styles are welcome with that one as well at the King Eddie.
King Eddie, yep.
King Eddie.
Dope.
Yeah. Also the Blues Can. You know, if you guys want to get down with some more bluesy stuff, they have a jam.
Oh, the Blues Can, yeah.
Yeah, really cool venue.
Cool, you've been there.
Every Sunday. Yeah, I was gonna sing the last time I was there, but I kind of chickened out. Not too like hip hoppy, but you know, bring it back to like the roots, and
Yeah, word.
it provides.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasoned cats who go to the Blues Can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They also
seasoned.
have yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, it's like you got
Very
Blues Can.
Very seasoned.
Yeah,
I say it's like elderly.
Yeah.
for sure.
But they can rock. Like, they're amazing. I've seen some jams at the Blues Can and I'm like, whoa, you know, this is the next level kind of instrumentation.
I've never been.
Oh, it's in Inglewood on 9th Ave, so like, yeah, it's close to Blackfoot Trail and stuff.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good place.
Yeah. No, I've been to. I mean, my introduction to Cypher Club was like last summer. It was last summer, and then yeah, just getting into it. I think it's such a necessary outlet.
Very.
So
yeah.
necessary, just because it's a place for artists to come together and just get whatever's on their chest out. You know what I mean? Whatever bullshit you had to deal with throughout that week, whatever good shit you were dealing with throughout that week, fucking come and share that shit. You know what I mean? And put it in a rhyme form. You know what I mean? Also gotta put it in the rhyme form too, right? And I think it's just a dope collective of people too, right? That's how we met.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like fucking shout out to Cypher Club. And then Groove Theory. Something I recommend, like if you're gonna go to Groove Theory, I think it's either for two people. It's either you're gonna go and like jam out and like have some fun, or you're gonna go and like spit some shit. You know what I mean? I think it's like you gotta be in that vibe. Cause I went to Groove Theory and I was not in that vibe, and I was not in that vibe. And I'm telling you, it was just like the worst. You ever been to like an event where you're just not in that vibe?
Right.
Yeah.
But
everybody-
force yourself to get
Yes.
into it, and you're like, oh fuck, get me out of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it was. It was like I was trying to force myself into this vibe, and I'm just like, fuck, like.
I'm not there.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
there.
Just like my
I've
mind's
done that
somewhere
with
else.
like improvising, and I'm like, no, just don't sing if you're not feeling it. Like that's my go-to for music is like only do it if you're feeling it. Like don't force it.
Exactly. Something
Because
that
then it just like it projects to the audience, and they feel that. and
They
it's
feel
just,
the
like,
force.
this uncomfortable like dynamic where it's like just get off the stage, man. You know.
Have you ever been in like a fight where you didn't want to fight and you were just like, fuck, I gotta do this. But like you forced
Not
it.
in a fight, but I've been to training where I'm like, man, I'm tired as fuck. I'm hungry, right? But like, yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's important to make yourself do stuff like that, even when you don't want to, right? It's just part of the grind,
It's a
right?
growing experience.
Yeah,
It's like building
You know, snap
character.
out
Yeah,
of it.
you can learn from that experience, but yeah, that's a good way to kind of burn yourself out real quick, right? So yeah, just be careful with that.
Yeah, it's something that a guy was recently telling me that I work with. His name is O'Neill. He's Jamaican. Big Jamaican dude. And he's just like, yeah, haste makes waste. So
Haste makes waste.
haste makes waste. So when you force something and you're like rushing it,
You're like, why isn't it working?
yeah, exactly. It just makes
Like
waste.
with a relationship, like, come on, let's do. You know, it's
It's
like, no,
makes
just
waste.
take it easy.
Yeah,
Or
it's
even
true.
nothing fast lasts. I love that one.
Yeah, that's
Nothing fast lasts.
legit though. It's true.
Even like, and that applies to whatever situation like you've been. whenever you're trying to build something, it's just like if you try and force it and just like go 1,000%, you're gonna burn out. So it's gotta have that balance, right? And that's something I struggle with. Is finding that balance of just like, okay, how do I make time for this and that?
Yeah, you gotta know when to push through and when to pull back, and I think that's just whatever field you're in is just like trial and error, right? Just work at it. You know, don't be afraid of working at it, right? Because you're not gonna feel great all the time and like, oh, I really want to do this all the time, right? But you know, that's how you get ahead.
Right, yeah, I feel you. Sometimes it's like a fine balance. Maybe don't force it all the time, but sometimes you gotta push past that barrier of like, I don't want to. It's like mood. What my sister gave me a book. It was called Mind Over Mood. Mind Over Mood. So it's like, and it's something that I struggle with, especially during the winter. Like I'm not in the mood for anything.
Yeah. The winter gets like that. Yeah.
Really? I love the winter time.
No.
I want a ticket. I'm out of here.
Exactly.
I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Get me a bobsled.
No, I don't fuck with that anymore.
Are you from Calgary?
Yeah.
Like born and raised?
I guess I was born in Edmonton, but I've lived here.
Oh, but that's even snowier because we're in Calgary. If you guys don't know.
But I've lived here my whole life, so it's like I just say.
Shout outs to Calgary.
You know, Calgary, I guess.
Yeah, but like that's kind of strange that like you've grown up here your whole life and you still don't really like the winter. Like.
Well, I used to, but now at this point in my life, like I'm a tropical woman. Like I don't know, like you find me in the jungle, like. Yeah.
Man, the winter rolls around. I'm trying to be at home underneath like 10 blankets. Fucking nobody call me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the mountain, dog. North Face camo up like this.
I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. See, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that because like I would love if I could just buy a trip every winter and just take off. That's like I would love for that. Maybe if I can buy a place somewhere, that'd be super dope. Like in a nice area and just go there during the winter. That'd be.
I do want to try like skiing or something. That looks fun.
I think that might be a good idea. You gotta take us.
I love being active. I don't really like working out too much, but like, you know, in the wintertime, if I can go up to the hill, have some fun, you know, pack a lunch. That's my dream vacation, is like the fresh mountain air, some music. Oh, that's good. But I mean, like, if you can't stand the cold, then...
It depends. Like, I am a skier. Like, I grew up, like, skiing since I was 3, but I'm just kind of like, you know, let's see what else is out there.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at, but no, I can get down with, like, skiing and going out to, like, Louise, for sure, but it's expensive, like...
Yeah.
That's my main thing, is just, like, fuck, like, I just gotta learn backcountry, and then...
Yeah, and then you can go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Through Fish Creek and stuff.
Yeah, I do cross-country ski, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's cheap, it's relaxed, you know, it's a good workout.
Yeah. I've never done like any winter sports.
Really?
Me neither.
No. That's you know we're not from here, dog.
Okay. That's what you guys are saying. You guys are crazy out there.
Oh yeah, no, I see the snow. I'm like, I'm not going out there.
That's nature telling you not to go.
That's too funny. Yeah, that's good shit. No, but also a part of it's just the mental health factor as well. Cause like
that's true though. Yeah. It's good to just get away and
Yeah, well, you go to Colombia almost every year, right?
I try to, but sometimes it'll like. I went last year, but before that I hadn't gone for like 3 years, right? So, but yeah, no, it's good to just get away and be in still like a familiar environment, but like just super different, right? Like don't have to worry about like Calgary people over there chilling.
Yeah. Word. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys ever struggle with like the mental health and like in the winter? Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know, not getting that vitamin C and whatnot. But yeah, I want to ask, like, which climate do you think cultivates like more hip hop or like?
For sure. That's a good question. Yeah.
Just to bring it back to like the hip hop element.
Absolutely.
Like,
yes.
I definitely think warmer climates do. Like.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But you know what? People in New York. New York is freezing, and that's the birthplace of it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what I was picturing in my head.
Outside, so we gotta like spit inside. Yeah.
Yeah, no motherfuckers will be outside during the winter. Like hell yeah.
Was it? I think it's the cold. I think cold for me resonates more with hip hop.
Yeah, I think
Like I get cabin
personally,
fever sometimes. So like when I write,
when I think hip hop, I think of like a Brooklyn street after like it just rained. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think of like when people are spitting bars. Usually, yeah. Or I think of like some people passing a joint in Jamaica somewhere. Either one of those two.
Yeah.
Right? It just depends on the vibe, right? Depends on the vibe.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I love about hip hop is it like depending on what setting, what mood, there's music out there for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're in some winter shit, then put on some winter shit. You know what I mean? Like honestly, because for example, there's certain people that just make cold music.
Yeah,
that's the way I kind of categorize it. People that just make cold music. Like for example, like I would say. Off the top of my head, who makes like cold music? A lot of cats from New York, like Joey Badass makes cold music for me.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to Joey Badass, it's like during the winter, right?
Yeah.
So like Joey Badass makes cold music.
Immortal Technique
makes some cold music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like winter, hoodie
That's
up,
like
Scully.
The
Yeah.
Locks.
Yeah.
I would say the Locks for sure. And who else? Dave East.
Dave East is a
kinda
perfect
cold,
example.
Yeah.
Jada Kiss 2 and Styles P.
Yeah. A lot of like East Coast sounding rappers. Yeah.
Carhartts and Tims. Yeah. Wrap it up.
Word. And then that's pretty much like anything else you guys want to touch on? Oh, you know what's something that I would love to like highlight is just the elements and the tenets of hip hop. I know the Sweetie Treaty Show does this, and shout out to the Sweetie Treaty Show. I think it's just important for any person who's involved in hip hop to acknowledge the elements and the principles of hip hop. So peace, love, unity, and safely having fun through breaking, MCing, DJing, beatboxing, graffiti writing, street knowledge, street fashion, street language, and street entrepreneurship. You know, that's what we do it for. That's what we come together for. And shout outs to the elements and the tenets of hip hop. So that's super important. So yeah, for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much all we got for this one.
Dope. All
Sweet.
right. It's fun rocking with y'all.
HipHop Certified.
Everywhere. Check it out.
Dope.
Yo.